Title: What animal did you live as in your past life? Greetings. I am Hyun Duin, here to unravel your past lives in a way that is easy to understand and intriguing. Today, I write this book to tell you the story of my lifelong question, the matter of past lives. The answer I attained through countless nights of wide-eyed prayer and endurance over the last 40 years is this. The secret to what you lived as in your past life is hidden in the animal you once were. Let me first tell you about the human life that revolves through reincarnation. When we live in this world and die, we return to a handful of earth, yet that is not the end. A person's soul, engraved deeply through an entire lifetime, is born into the next life carrying that very nature. What amazed and astonished me throughout my life of prayer and practice, studying past lives and the present, is this. When you discover which animal you lived as in your past life, its traits appear in your appearance, personality, temperament, and everyday behavior with uncanny clarity. So now, I shall speak of the 21 types of past life animals. Their characteristics, behaviors, strengths, and weaknesses. Chapter 1. The Dog. Those who lived as dogs in a past life share certain traits. Dogs live with humans, watching human behavior closely. Because of this, dogs yearn to be reborn as humans. Thus, many animals who lived as dogs are born as people. Even when born human, their canine temperament remains. When speaking with others, they rarely yield the right to speak. They chatter on and on by themselves, and once they finish talking, they try to leave first. If they are on the phone, they often hang up first. Because they served their masters in their past life, they tend to be good at flattering others, which leads to fast promotions. With keen senses and a sharp instinct for energy, their dreams often foretell the truth. Being naturally weak animals, they fall ill often but recover quickly. Those who reincarnate from dogs often have weak bronchi and lungs. And many develop colon issues or undergo colon cancer surgery in old age. This is because dogs gnaw on bones, which pile up and damage their intestines, causing many dogs to die from such conditions. As dogs do not work like cows or horses, they strongly dislike hard labor. Being small animals, they receive much stress from larger ones. Thus, they are slim when young, but as they reach middle age, they often gain stress-related weight and suffer because of it. Their facial traits include small nostrils, short philtrum, protruding cheekbones, and deep-set eyes. Those who carry strong dog karma often have a yellowish odor from the armpits, a soot-like dark shadow under the eyes, and prefer to sleep face down like a dog. Such people must remember, earnest prayer and qigong training are the ways to dissolve dog karma quickly, improving both health and the success of all endeavors. Chapter 2. The Pig. Those who lived as pigs have a large upper body and short lower body. Their chest is barrel-like and broad, and their neck thick. Their eyes, nose, and mouth tend to be large. Their nose spread wide with thick flesh, and there is often darkness beneath the eyes. Because their chest is large, their middle energy center is open. So they feel less stress than others, their hearts rest in comfort. Their voices often sound hoarse because, when killed by humans in their past life, they screamed in resistance, damaging their throats. Pigs are spiritual beings, they love standing out, and crave leadership positions in any group. If they cannot become the head of an organization, they suffer immense stress. They are famous for their greed, boldness, and ability to turn crises into opportunities. Many succeed in business or rise to prominence. Their diet is extremely omnivorous, and even in messy places, they adapt quickly and sleep well. They are sociable, charming, and good at gathering people. Two of A's former presidents, and two first ladies, appear to have pig past lives. Women who lived as pigs often help their husbands rise to success. And when they meet businessmen, they bring great fortune. They love standing out even more than men do, often becoming heads of women's associations or neighborhood groups. Their greatest flaw is a lack of generosity. They may be criticized for selfishness and refusing to take losses. They eat well because they have strong intestines. And many are big eaters. Because they cannot tolerate hunger, their stomach becomes burdened. And as they age, most experience weakened organs, especially the liver. They gain unnecessary weight easily and become ferocious during fights. Yet bear no grudges afterward, a trait people appreciate. When seeing others in distress, they may turn away, saying they must first save themselves. Regardless of gender, they are highly energetic, often unable to stay content with one romantic partner. Because they place extreme importance on material wealth, they can become stingy and unwilling to give, a manifestation of greed that harms their reputation and fortune. When money flows in, it flows endlessly. But when it leaves as large sudden losses. Thus, they must manage finances carefully. They are bold and excel at accomplishing large tasks. Dreaming of pigs brings good fortune. Women especially tend to live prosperously, bear children easily, and have plump, rosy faces because they sleep well and worry little. Yet, most experience liver issues later in life. Therefore, avoid overeating and excessive drinking. Chapter 3. The Turtle. Those who lived as turtles have round faces and generally small heads. Women often have slightly protruding foreheads. Their necks are somewhat long, and their features delicately shaped, which makes them look good in photographs. Men often lose hair and become bald with age. Another trait, their backs are large and high, limbs short, and their skin thinner than others, giving their faces a translucent appearance. Their movements are slow. Women may apply makeup slowly and spend so long that they miss appointments. Their minds are sharp, yet they struggle with simple calculations or may slightly stutter, finding difficulty in tasks others do effortlessly. A friend once told me they froze in terror at a sledding hill as a child, unable to move forward even an inch. Later, when I saw them, they looked unmistakably like a turtle. Unlike other animals, turtles cannot get up by themselves when flipped. They require someone to turn them over. Thus, that person felt overwhelming fear on the sled. Turtles are clear in attachment and detachment. Those they dislike, they ignore completely. Those they like, they take care of thoroughly. In conflict, they fight to the end. In work, whether great or small, they are slow but persistent, finishing everything they start. Because they move their limbs constantly in their past life, they remain hardworking and generally live above average economic lives. As in the tale of the tortoise and the hare, old scholars believe that burying one's ancestors on turtle-shaped mountains would produce millionaires. Their flaw, they carry past life karma of killing. Thus, in early elementary school, a child who fiercely attacks even bigger children is often a turtle reincarnate. They know exactly when to strike and when to retreat. So they excel in business and often succeed. Their legs are weak, and many suffer leg injuries. Because turtles crawled with short legs, they dislike walking. They drive even to a nearby mart. During marital arguments, turtles withdraw completely, retracting arms, legs, and neck like a shell. No matter how angry the spouse becomes, the partner grows stressed and suffers for it. Thus, for the spouse's health, turtles must extend their necks a little, leave a small window open in their hearts, even during anger. When in a good mood, they act wildly as Hay did in past lives, waving their limbs energetically. When such an energy comes, traveling to Jeju Island or Japan will restore health and bring good fortune. If students struggle with studying, taking them to a place with water helps. Since turtles do not get seasick, travel by boat is ideal. Advice for those who lived as turtles: live in low-level apartments near the ocean or a large river. It brings good health and success. And as the symbol of longevity, they tend to live long lives. Chapter 4. The Monkey. Those who lived as monkeys have small noses with visible nostrils, protruding philtrums with vertical lines, and often protruding mouths overall. Women often lose hair at the front. Men often become bald with age. Their ears are thin and large, their arms long, hands small, and their foreheads round like half moons. They are quick-witted and resourceful. As monkeys snatch other monkeys' bananas, they too have a talent for taking what belongs to others, but also lose property to others in return. Many shine brightly in one field of the world. They run fast, though long-distance running is difficult. With eloquence and sharp intellect, they captivate audiences with remarkable lectures. They firmly believe in their own thoughts. sometimes becoming stubborn or rejecting religion entirely. They have many tricks and quick wit. Women cannot bear their partners seeing other lovers. When they discover it, they may even consider returning the betrayal. If forced out of office unjustly, they may be unable to contain their anger, even to extreme ends. They like freebies and covet small things, and may neglect cleanliness. They are kind to others, especially to those they like. Like monkeys jumping from tree to tree, they move well between places, and meet people who benefit them. Because they believe their own thoughts to be correct, they often ignore advice, and sometimes fail because of it. Yet, when they sense disadvantage, their negotiation skills shine, wrapping up matters skillfully. Many elite university students resemble monkeys. Their bones, bronchi, and lungs are weak, so they should live near forests or clean environments, away from main roads. Women have wisdom and sensitivity, choosing good husbands, and living smooth married lives. They read their husbands' moods well, and support them with sharp intelligence. Chapter 5. The Hawk. Those who lived as hawks have sharp eyes, slanted like a bird's, and fierce, piercing gazes. Their nose droops long like an arrowhead. This is called the golden hawk physiognomy, the spirit of warriors and generals. Like hawks that instantly overtake weaker birds, they may intimidate others, and draw them into their circle. They value loyalty and hierarchy, cutting down anyone who challenges them. Yet they take good care of their subordinates. With strong wings and talons, once they set a goal, they achieve it with swift decisiveness. But they may lose control of their temper, acting rashly and causing conflict. Like Western gunfighters, they never avoid one-on-one confrontation. They are direct. Their professions include prosecutors, police, Air Force pilots, or business leaders who uphold strict integrity. Unlike four-legged animals whose strength lasts longer, birds lose strength rapidly with age. Thus, they must manage money and health twice as carefully as others. Bird-souled people have small intestinal capacity, so despite eating much, they gain little weight. Because hawks are always alert for prey, they sense opportunities before others, and act first. Their sense of justice is strong. They intervene when seeing the helpless abused. Hawks also carry killing karma. In elementary school, they act like little generals, commanding classmates when teachers are gone. Their sharp beaks symbolize their ability to strike opportunities with precision, and complete tasks in one decisive blow. They must watch their blood pressure, for their fiery nature rises upward. Women may secretly choose ideal real estate, and earn great wealth, but because of their loyalty, they may also suffer losses through deception. They should soften their sharp edges, and live with more flexibility. Living in high-rise apartments near rocky mountains helps their health and reduces stress. Chapter 6. The Snake. Those who lived as snakes have narrow faces, thin long necks with deep horizontal wrinkles, and slightly swollen skin between the lines. Some are long snake types, slender as sticks. Others short snake types, with thick thighs. This reflects how snakes' bodies taper from a thick lower half. Because snakes move only with their bodies, they develop strong tail strength. So as children they often serve as the final runner. In relay races, snakes are full of vitality, so puberty comes early, hindering academic achievement. They have small eyes and pupils. They prefer to monopolize the gains from any work, and dislike sharing profits. If they fail to monopolize, their blood pressure rises, damaging their health. Thus, cultivating generosity benefits both their health and business. Because snakes crawled on the earth, they have strong interest in real estate, and often gain wealth through it. Their flaw is lack of sharing. Like snakes that swallow prey whole, and leave nothing for others, they hoard money until death, causing their children to fight over inheritance. Thus, it is best to settle property matters while alive, and learn to give. Because snakes swallow prey whole, their throats are strained, leading to thyroid problems. Their digestion also strains the liver. They must avoid overeating, and stop at 80% fullness. Women fiercely monitor their husbands, which causes the husbands great stress. Like a snake coiling tightly, Women with snake past lives often keep long hair, as snakes' bodies are continuous, and they dislike cutting part of themselves. Snakes sleep underground during winter, so those who love basements or sleep a lot often come from snake past lives. They are meticulous planners and succeed in their goals. But when they fail, they feel double the pain and anger. So blood pressure must be watched. They prefer ground-level homes, near hills or rivers, over high-rise apartments. Chapter 7. The Cow. Those who lived as cows have very wide foreheads, large double eyelids, long eyelashes, and filled, solid temples. Their mouths appear slightly sunken, with lean jaws and a refined lower face. Their upper face is broad and full, narrowing toward the bottom. Because cows plowed fields at their master's command, those reborn as politicians often become excellent aides. Doctors with cow past lives absorb less negative energy and remain steady due to their large animal nature. Many famous doctors have cow past lives because they are steadfast, patient, and focused on work. Having taken on their master's labor, they become dependable assistants in this life, protecting their superiors without complaint. They never strike first, but if tormented beyond their limit, they attack fiercely, like a cow goring with its horns. Women with cow traits have broad backs, and do not easily evoke a man's protective instinct. Even when treated unfairly, they uphold the home faithfully, raising children and caring for the household, without concern for personal adornment. Their lifestyle is unchanging and predictable, steady to the point of austerity. They are hard-working and uninterested in pleasure or revelry. Because cows have large bellies, they remain less affected by alcohol. They receive the energy of the earth, working well under instruction, but needing to develop imagination and creativity to unlock deeper intuition. Chapter 8. Goat. People who lived as goats in their past life tend to have a narrow area on the sides of their forehead, and their face shape is long and slender. Their nose is low and long. In terms of personality, they treat everyone fairly and kindly, and once they form a bond with someone, they remain loyal without being fickle. When they date a woman, they maintain unchanging affection unless the partner dislikes them. Because goats lived freely in the meadow among large groups, they dislike being bound or restricted. Being a salaried worker does not suit them. Most of them prefer to run their own business, and many become successful. One of the greatest tycoons in our country appears to be someone who lived a goat's past life. They have a gentle, warm, and caring heart. As bosses, they comfort their subordinates and offer encouragement without holding back, so many of them are respected managers. However, they often listen to others' advice absent-mindedly and trust their own opinions too much, charging ahead only to realize later they went in the wrong direction and regret it. Because goats live in herds to watch out for predators together, they strengthen friendships in groups and have many supporters who help during difficult times. If they run for office, they are likely to win thanks to the many people who support them. This is why many long-running politicians have lived goat past lives. They have a harmonious personality and strong social skills. They don't get angry often, but when they do, it comes out so strongly that the other person may be shocked. Those who lived a goat's past life tend to have fast feet and good footwork. Because of this, they are good at ball sports like soccer. I personally like a world-famous Korean soccer star, and he also lived a goat's past life. In terms of health, they must watch out for arteriosclerosis and strokes. When goats get angry, they lift their front legs and jump to strike others, so their head area blood vessels naturally tend to weaken. Another thing, goats tend to dislike drinking water, just as you can tell from their dry, round droppings, so it is best for them to drink enough water. Also, goats have low, long noses, which corresponds to long intestines. As herbivores, if they eat too much meat, the long time food stays in their intestines can lead to colon health problems. Thus, those with a goat past life should follow a plant-based diet rather than excessive meat consumption. Because goats live helping one another in groups, they value loyalty and prefer others to share that trait. If someone betrays loyalty or tries to monopolize things selfishly, they feel betrayed and may end the relationship. For living environments, wide green spaces are ideal, and even a slightly sloped home location is fine. Chapter 9. Crane. Those who lived as cranes have a pale face, and their nose shape is narrow, with a sharp, non-rounded tip. Their head and face are small and slender. Depending on their nutrition, some may have a plumper face. Their legs are long and thin, while their hips are large, causing their gait to sway slightly. Because cranes are clean animals, they possess the temperament of a noble scholar. They are upright, strong-willed, and uncompromising when something seems unjust. A crane would never tarnish its honor for money. Rather than pursuing small, immediate gains, they devote themselves to realizing distant and noble ideals. There is an old saying that even if a nobleman is cold and hungry, he never warms himself on someone else's fire. This seems to describe those who lived as cranes. Interestingly, you will hardly find any cranes among people eating free samples at supermarkets. Even if something benefits them, they dislike anything that harms their dignity. When dining with acquaintances, if they have been treated once, they make sure to open their wallet next time. Their preferred clothing colors resemble the crane's pure white. Because they value dignity and honor, and dislike scheming or manipulation, they are suited to pure, straightforward professions: scholars, researchers, high-ranking officials. Many people in these fields were cranes in their past life. Cranes have long necks, allowing them to bring distant things close. However, like the old saying, the bottom of the lamp is dark, they may be betrayed by close associates. If a crane lived with her husband and the husband dies first, she often never remarries, growing old gracefully with longing for her spouse. A crane perched on a pine tree evokes the grace of a painted scene, elegant and dignified. Thus, women who lived as cranes age with grace and intellectual beauty. There is a saying that cranes live 1,000 years even with an empty stomach. They dislike gluttony and dislike seeing others indulge in it. Naturally, many of them eat lightly and dislike snacks. Because they do not overwork the digestive system, they have fewer digestive illnesses and tend to live long. For health, their legs are relatively weak compared to their large hips, so they should beware of joint issues. Cranes cherish dignity and integrity, therefore, they particularly dislike calculating, selfish, or sly people. When they get angry, the heat rises up their long neck, causing their eyes to burn or heat to surge to the head. This strictness may be admirable, but it can harm their own health. Sometimes, closing one's eyes and letting things slide can help them live more peacefully. When their wallet is empty, they would rather starve than accept food from others, because they hate feeling ashamed or pitiful. This can make life hard for them. There are brazen people in the world, but cranes have extremely thin, shamed skin, so to speak. Their ideal home is an apartment near a small forested hill with flowing water, and not too high or too low, something around the height of pine trees where a crane could gently land. Chapter 10. Horse. Those who lived as horses have long faces and beautiful, prominent eyes. Women often have striking double eyelids and eyelashes, and their faces overall appear Western due to the long neck and elongated facial structure. They are tall, with thick bone structure, small heads, and long faces. Their mouths sit lower on the face and protrude slightly. Some may have lips with a faint bluish tint. Their ankles are thin but their legs are strong, so they do not tire even after walking long distances. However, while they receive strong earthly energy, they receive less heavenly energy, making them less intuitive and more passive. Their effort often outweighs their rewards, leading to stress. This stems from their past life as horses. Their masters loaded heavy burdens on them, but the horses themselves benefited little. Career-wise, they flourish in professions with strict hierarchies: military, police, prosecution, security, and many rise to high ranks. A horse may retaliate when overworked, even throwing its rider on purpose. This trait appears in this life as well. They are loyal. If someone treats them well, they give their utmost. This comes from their past life. When their owner fed them carrots, they became devoted. Because of their physical prowess, many famous athletes are believed to have lived horse past lives. Even a world-famous Korean marathoner appears to be one of them. Horses determine a destination before running, so they always think about the finish line in any task. Because horses often lost their heads or legs in battles, they tend to have reddish facial tones, and many have experienced casts in hospitals due to limb injuries. Women are often beautiful, but lack gentle, feminine charm. They have strong lower abdominal power, making them talented in singing, speech, or other performance arts. Their physical strength also suits supporting roles requiring power, such as bodyguards. Horses rarely get sick due to strong stamina, but recovery is slow when they do. Horses do not sit or lie down, and this is reflected in their constitution. For housing, wide flat homes or apartments at moderate height near foothills are good. Horses live long and peak late in life. Their luck improves in middle to later years because of strong spine and legs that give them endurance and late booming success. Chapter 11. Eagle. Those who lived as eagles have a unique nose shape. When they smile, the lower part of the nose forms a V shape that spreads like wings, with the middle sides of the nose not fully filled out, and only the tip hanging downward. The back of the head protrudes in a gourd-like shape. A classic eagle-type face is that of Mahatma Gandhi. Their personality is such that they do not lie. When others lie to them, they cannot tolerate it and may even show violence. Like eagles, they have grand ambitions and desire to expand their territory beyond what they currently possess. Kings who expanded ancient Korean territory were likely eagles. Women with eagle past lives are often movie superstars with a magnetic charm that captivates male fans. That is the charisma of the eagle. Those who inherit strong, karmic killing energy from their eagle life often struggle despite graduating from prestigious universities. They have a lot of visible eye white, making them appear fierce, so wearing glasses may help soften their impression. Women may be unable to bear children, or in severe cases, live unmarried. Their past life karma concerning killing is heavy, and even when they have children, the children may cause significant distress. If they cannot become leaders within an organization, they often leave entirely. Eagles do not tolerate being second place. Suitable careers are diplomat, pilot, real estate developer, soldier, or president. In any endeavor, they achieve their goals even through force if necessary. They also have quick hands and feet, excelling at ball sports like basketball or handball. Their health declines rapidly with age, especially their vascular system. They should maintain a balanced diet rather than excessive meat. As they get older, their bodies grow heavier and unable to fly, so they must manage health and finances well while young. For climbing, rocky mountains with many white stones are good. Mountains with ak in their name are especially beneficial. High-rise apartments with mountain and water nearby suit them well. To dissolve their karmic burden from killing, they should often engage in repentance practices. Doing so improves both health and fortune. When their killing karma strikes strongly, if someone lies to scam them, they may lend large sums without written contracts or invest without suspicion, leading to grave losses. They must be extremely cautious. Chapter 12. Deer. Those who lived as deer have wide upper faces and full temples. Their nose is low and long with a rounded tip. Their facial features overall are soft and delicate. Because deer avoid predators like tigers, they live atop high mountains eating dew-covered grass. From such heights, they can see 360 degrees around them, avoiding danger. As naturally cautious creatures, they can quickly and accurately sense what intentions others have when approaching them. Deer receive celestial energy from high mountains, giving them excellent managerial ability in politics, good business instinct, or strong talent for research and development. They also have great perseverance and carry out what they decide with strong endurance. Their foreheads have many open capillaries. This is why deer provide antlers to humans, and this symbolizes insight or foresight. Thus, they possess wisdom and the ability to prepare for what is to come. However, overconfidence in their judgment may lead them to push through a plan everyone else opposes, only to regret it later. This may cause vascular problems in the head. They are sensitive and sometimes fall into solitary, unrealistic imagination. For diet, they should prioritize vegetables with adequate protein and iron. Because they lost much iron when providing antlers, many suffer from anemia. Like goats, deer have agile feet and excel at ball sports. Their ideal home is a high-rise apartment near a small forested hill. Finally, because deer are prey animals, they have weak hearts, are easily frightened, and may develop blood pressure issues. They must be cautious. Meditative practices that calm the mind are very beneficial. Chapter 13. Tiger. People who were born as tigers in their past lives have the following physical traits. The temples on the forehead are hollowed in, the cheekbones protrude, and the area above the upper lip sticks out thickly. Their dark pupils are not jet black but yellowish, a color commonly called tiger-hued. If you look closely, the eyes, the glabella, and the bridge of the nose appear slightly frowning, which resembles the look of a tiger roaring. When they yawn, they do not stop at opening their mouth once, they open it again, even wider. This comes from the tiger's instinct to bite its prey once, and then bite again inside its mouth to ensure it does not slip away. Whatever work they do, they double-check everything until the very final stage, completing their tasks without mistakes. Just as a tiger leaves behind its skin, humans with this past life also shine brilliantly in one field. Yet it is difficult for them to become leaders in an organization because, even if someone does 9 things well, they cannot tolerate a single mistake and become deeply disappointed. They lack understanding and tolerance toward people. This stems from the karma of taking lives in their past existence. Since ancient times, our ancestors prayed to mountain spirits and dragon kings for the prosperity of their descendants. Those who lived as tigers are considered children of the mountain spirit, so if they devote themselves to praying to the mountain spirit in high mountains, they can resolve problems and accomplish anything. But because of their karmic past of killing, few people actually do this, and many fail to achieve their goals at crucial moments. A tiger, having lived through hunting, is always conscious that its presence brings fear and burden to others. Thus, it does not stay long in one peaceful place. Once key business or matters are done, it leaves quickly, like a tiger retreating swiftly after a hunt. Another interesting fact: a tiger covers its feces with soil so that prey animals will not detect its presence. Likewise, when reborn as a human, this trait appears as strict secrecy. They keep information hidden until success is assured. They also rarely talk about their worries or stress. They swallow everything alone. This is because they tend to see everyone but themselves as weaker, unfit to give advice. Suitable occupations include professor, clergy, researcher, doctor, Korean medicine doctor, information-related work, politician. Their weak points are the lungs and urinary system. They cannot urinate comfortably, and their lungs are weakened because tigers damage their respiratory system with full-speed chases. For living environments, low-rise villas near mountains, or apartments under the second floor near flowing rivers are best. This is because tigers dislike flying in high places, like airplanes. Chapter 14. Wolf. Those born as wolves in their past lives have sunken eyes, protruding cheekbones, and slightly hollow temples. Their nose is round and large, and when they smile, their eyes form crescent-like shapes. The philtrum is long, the eyes fierce, the chin slender, and the forehead wide yet flat. Their personality is loyal and never mean-spirited. They cannot ignore people in hardship. They value hierarchy, and once someone earns their affection, they take care of them for a long time. They look after those below them and become excellent caretaking managers. They work step by step and never rush recklessly. They rarely attempt to finish tasks in one go. They divide and persist, nibbling away until the work becomes theirs. Once they judge that the target has come within range, they finish the task so quietly that neither mouse nor bird notices. Because of such meticulousness and perseverance, many succeed in their fields. They also receive help from others in old age because they took good care of their surroundings throughout life. Wolves rechew food. They bring leftover meat back in their mouths, bury it where only they know, and later retrieve it to feed their mate and pups. Thus, a wolf never lets its family starve. They dress neatly, keep their bodies clean, avoid sleeping anywhere dirty, and choose restaurants with good atmosphere and clean food. Suitable jobs include clergy, soldier, legal profession, police, politician, businessperson, entertainer. Women with wolf past lives are so particular about cleanliness that they do not date men who fail to meet their standards, even if wealthy. They hate actions that cause trouble for others. But they are sometimes too impressionable. They trust someone too easily and suffer losses. Still, they do not dwell on it and look toward the future. Their weak points are the respiratory system, large intestine, and urinary system. Because they use their sense of smell heavily, they inhale bad air and weaken their lungs. Their intestines are harmed because stored bones accumulate like debris. Their urinary system is weakened from living in snowy, freezing environments, causing the bladder to contract and urination to become strained. Their ideal residence is a scenic area with low mountains and flowing rivers. Because their developed sight craves beauty. Chapter 15. Bear. People born as bears in their past life look as if their face is swollen, with puffed flesh, a large nose, and small mouth. Their eyes are short horizontally and always appear smiling. In bathhouses, those weighing over 100 kilograms are often people with a bear past life. Both upper and lower body tend to be severely obese. Their feet are thick with flesh and the toes are short, typical bear signs. They receive abundant parental love in childhood but tend to drain their parents' money as they grow. Many leave home, squander what they had, and do not return for a long time. As the saying goes, a bear performs tricks. They once entertained kings with performances. Because of this karmic merit, some catch the eye of presidents or high officials, gaining blessings that help their businesses flourish or maintain high positions longer than others. Their constant smiling face gives a sense of warmth, helping them greatly in social life. They tend to eat high-calorie snacks at night, leading to obesity, especially pronounced in women, who must pay attention to diet. Since bears in the past had their gallbladders taken by humans, those born from bear past lives often develop liver problems in old age. Their talents serve them well in moderation. But if they overdo it, it brings harm. Excessive desire for fame must be restrained to avoid becoming a target of criticism. Because they have strong arm strength, bragging physically can lead to trouble or even harming others. Yet they are capable of patience, waiting for the right moment, so they avoid severe hardship in life. Bears love honey and sweet foods, which makes them prone to obesity and diabetes. Bears also erupt with enormous anger at once, risking blood pressure damage. So people with this past should manage hypertension carefully. Women with bear past lives, due to obesity, suffer much stress and often soothe it with food. Repeating a cycle of overeating and gaining weight. Eating a light dinner and exercising regularly is recommended. Suitable jobs: businessperson, politician, clergy, comedian. Ideal residence: homes under wooded hills with flowing water, or low to mid-rise apartments. Chapter 16. Chicken. People born as chickens in their past life have small, deep-set eyes without eyelashes, a long neck, and very narrow temples. The back of the head protrudes like a gourd. Because chickens die with their necks cut, their neck to crown area has a reddish hue like that of a drunken person. Their skin is bumpy, resembling chicken skin, remarkably similar. Chickens were originally four-legged animals before becoming birds and then humans. And because they became human a bit prematurely, they live with more hardship than others. The chicken's habit of drinking a sip of water and looking to the sky manifests as handling one task at a time. Multitasking is difficult, because chickens constantly shake their heads and look around. Humans with this past life remain cautious and do not easily trust others. They are not adventurous, for a chicken seeks only places of safety and benefit. If a woman has a chicken past life, she becomes a full-fledged, fighting chicken, in marital disputes. Pecking, pinching, kicking with ferocity. Though they seem quiet, their hidden fierceness can shock anyone who has not seen it. Since chickens cannot fly properly, they feel inferior when seeing birds that fly well. Thus, they become jealous and fiercely competitive in organizations, willing even to fight to become leaders. If they fail, they may withdraw entirely. Their eating style resembles pecking at feed. Quick, frantic, consuming everything before others. Someone once witnessed a chicken past life person devour 3 out of 4 fish pieces while the companion stepped out briefly. Because they live in constant tension, they are vulnerable to hypertension, diabetes, and heart issues. Suitable jobs: singer, food business, shops selling many small goods, painter, careers that start early in the morning. Ideal residence: Houses with large yards relative to indoor space. For apartments, flat land near a river, mid-level floors are best. Chapter 17. Fox. People born as foxes have narrow jaws, upturned and long eyes, resembling dogs. When they smile, long wrinkles form at the outer corners of their eyes, and the corners of their mouth rise noticeably. Their nose is longer than a dog's, and their eyes are somewhat sunken. A famous fox behavior. They steal a badger's burrow. When the badger is away, the fox defecates and urinates inside the burrow extensively, then hides nearby to watch. Overwhelmed by the stench, the badger abandons the home, and the fox immediately takes over. As humans, this appears as follows. If there is an item or interest they wish to possess, they first criticize it, highlight flaws, and induce others to devalue it. Once interest fades, they think, now is the chance, and seize it themselves. This cunning trait gives rise to the expression, fox-like. Another feature, they stir people up, then quickly retreat to a safe place. If someone stronger appears, they attack from behind, often by biting the buttocks when the target is unsuspecting. As strategists, fox-type people can subtly influence a superior's mind, causing solid, loyal personalities, like ox, horse, goat, or crane types, to suffer severe stress from the fox's scheming nature. Thus they often attract gossip and wariness from colleagues. Positive traits: quick thinking, cleverness, sharp wit, improvisational skill. Just as old tales tell of foxes shape-shifting, these people change positions swiftly when things turn unfavorable, sometimes seen as lacking principles. One man once lost his home deed and bank savings to a woman who then disappeared. I examined photos he sent. And indeed, she was a white fox in her past life, with pale skin that men often find attractive. In marital fights, fox-past women may foam at the mouth or pretend fainting, staging medical emergencies so their husbands become too frightened to repeat the conflict. A quintessential fox tactic. Their health resembles that of dogs. Weak respiratory system and weak intestines. Foxes do not live long, so humans with this past are also born relatively frail. Though nocturnal, they must avoid staying up too late and pay close attention to health, because their scheming mind is always active, causing anxiety. They benefit greatly from meditation and repentance practices. Ideal residence: mid or low-rise apartments under small hills with nearby water. Suitable jobs: real estate consulting, renowned lecturer, seater, politician, sports coach, secretary. Chapter 18. Duck. People who were born as ducks in their past lives show their features most clearly in their noses. The tip of the nose spreads sideways with a gentle V shape. The nose is long, and the bridge is broad and flat. The eyes are round with double eyelids, the pupils are large, and the whites of the eyes are distinctly visible. The back of the head is round and narrow like a gourd. In terms of behavior, ducks can swim in the water, walk well on land, and although they cannot fly far, they can fly a little. For this reason, they are capable of handling many different tasks. But they lack the ability to become number one in any single field. However, because they are good at picking things up with their beaks, their memorization skills are excellent. They quickly memorize the names of medicines at pharmacies, or the names and prices of various goods in supermarkets. They are also very good at speaking and coming to the forefront, which is why announcers often have duck past lives. In the workplace, since ducks are relatively weak animals, if they see someone even slightly coveting their position, they immediately incapacitate that person so they cannot exert power. This is because they lack the confidence and composure to preserve their own position for a long time. Ducks look around constantly and desire many things, so they often become entangled in gossip and face difficulties. They must be cautious about this. Because ducks are birds, those who were born as animals with 4 legs in a past life, and came to be born as humans do so thanks to the merit of offering their own flesh as charity. Therefore, none of them are extremely poor. Women who lived as ducks in a past life tend to be highly jealous. If they discover their husband's infidelity, they never forgive it and attack fiercely, to the point of pecking out hair as if with a beak. The male, in turn, admits his fault and remains still. Even when his hair is plucked out, which is astonishing. Likewise, human women with duck past lives pinch and pull hair violently when their husband cheats, giving harsh warnings through physical force, so that he can never repeat the act. Ducklings continue to follow their mother even after they grow up. Humans with this past life nature also keep following their mother well into adulthood. This can cause the daughter-in-law stress. When ducks fight, they compare the length of their necks. And if one judges its own neck to be shorter, it gives up the fight and runs away. Among humans, this manifests as quickly abandoning competition when they believe they will be outmatched, and turning to something else instead. Even though ducks waddle, they rarely fall down. So whatever they do, they fail far less often than others might worry. For health, they must watch out for high blood pressure and diabetes. As for living environments, low or mid-floor apartments near rivers or streams are best. Appropriate careers include singer, construction supervisor, pharmacist, senior care industry worker, manager in large-scale distribution, announcer, and film director. Chapter 19. Cat. People who were born as cats in their past lives have round eyes that slant slightly upward. Their pupils often carry a brownish tint, and their expression frequently resembles the grimacing face of a tiger about to cry. When one looks down at their head from above, it appears rectangular. Their chin is narrow, the nasolabial lines are pronounced, and the lips look as though they are curled inward. An interesting trait is that they memorize every alley and passageway, moving swiftly through shortcuts known only to themselves. And while they are kind 9 times out of 10, just once, if something displeases them, they will lash out with claws. When cats feel the urge for the opposite sex, they cannot endure even a moment. So, at a nightclub, they may follow someone they met that very night, without suspicion and spend the night together. Unable to restrain such impulsive and uncontrolled behavior, some end up ruining their lives. Because cats are small animals, it is originally difficult for them to be born as humans. Having barely achieved this luck, they lack material and emotional comfort in life, and often find living exhausting. As they age, their health declines rapidly, and aging progresses swiftly. Their sense of awareness is unusually sharp, which is why many police detectives are found to have cat past lives. Their speech is quick and persuasive, capable of pulling people to their side in an instant. They also possess a strong sense of revenge. They never let go of someone who caused them hardship, and will always find a way to retaliate. Their bodies are generally small and frail, so they must engage in consistent physical training. A major reason their health worsens is their quick temper, which flares up often. Even matters that could be resolved calmly become moments where they cannot suppress sudden anger, sometimes injuring others. Therefore, they must constantly cultivate self-control. Through mental discipline, women with cat past lives often endure much hardship, living difficult lives alone, and this contributes greatly to their inability to restrain their fiery temperament. Because they are nocturnal, they suffer from sleep deprivation, which can lead to chronic fatigue syndrome and eye disorders. As for living environments, houses located in areas with many narrow alleys suit them best. Suitable occupations include police detective, small food stall operator, fisheries work, courier delivery worker, and nightlife-related occupations. Chapter 20. Lion. People who were born as lions in their past lives have eyes that are short horizontally, with the outer corners rising to form a triangular shape. The nose is long and can be seen as rectangular, widening and spreading as it goes downward, appearing large and flat. Rather than being round, it resembles a vertically positioned rectangle. Seen from the side, the face protrudes forward, and overall, the head is larger than that of most people. Their physique shows a large upper body, and a lower body that appears weak. Compared to the upper body, the lower body is short and gives a smaller impression. The shape of the face is such that the forehead is narrow. The central area of the face is developed and spreads outward, while the jawline narrows again. In daily life, they are very cautious about revealing themselves, and only when they are certain of their influence do they allow their presence to be known. A sign of deliberate prudence. Whether they run a business or manage an organization, they prioritize ability above all else. They have the decisiveness to quickly dismiss employees who contribute little to the company, while generously rewarding those with outstanding talent, and thoroughly drawing them into their circle. This naturally leads to efficient management, which is why many succeed in business. Their aura carries a unique charisma and leadership, so even when they do not wish it, they are often recommended by others for important roles and high positions. Lions generally enjoy good fortune in wealth, but they lack blessings in children. Many women may be drawn to them, but few remain long. They often use the lion for their benefit and then leave, so it can be said that they lack fortune with women as well. If a profession involving killing enters their life path, they may become entangled in scandals, lose large sums of money, and experience a decline in health. When such signs begin to appear, it is best to set aside all desires for a time, and move at a slower, more deliberate pace. When young and strong, they must manage their finances well, to prepare for the day when their power weakens. And when older with no steady income, they must be extremely cautious in accepting requests from others. Many lions become career soldiers. After enduring harsh training, they often reach a period where they hold good positions until retirement, and eventually leave with honor. For health, they tend to have excessive heat rising to the head, so maintaining emotional calm and stability is crucial. Getting sufficient sleep, and taking time for meditation, greatly benefits their well-being. Like tigers, lions experience severe stress. If they are unable to become the head of an organization, they do not show this outwardly, but quietly think about leaving the organization, and often do leave. Health issues may arise in blood pressure, diabetes, the urinary system, and the colon. Since they tend to favor meat, they should balance their diet by consuming enough vegetables, and improving their eating habits toward nutritional equilibrium. As for living environments, apartments with wide distances between buildings, or homes with spacious yards, are suitable. Low or mid-rise floors are better than high floors. Suitable occupations include soldier, especially in the Army rather than the Air Force or Navy. Business owners running companies with many subsidiaries. Asset management, high-ranking police positions, and real estate development. Chapter 21. Small bird. People who were born as small birds in their past lives have eyes that are small and round, with mostly black pupils and very little white, and the outer corners of the eyes rise slightly. Their mouths are small and protrude forward in a pointed shape. The back of the head is narrow and round like a gourd, and the forehead is narrow and rounded. They are generally short in height and have a small physique. Because they are extremely wary of attacks from larger animals, they constantly watch their surroundings, as if on alert for 24 hours. Being easily startled, their hearts often pound and are weak. The large and small intestines are thin, so their digestive function is poor. Even when they eat, only a small amount is absorbed, making it difficult for them to gain weight. They also struggle with tasks that require physical strength. A saying from ancient sages comes to mind. People who led promiscuous relationships between men and women are born as small birds. In my experience, those who lived as small birds in past lives indeed tend to have extremely complicated relationships, crossing boundaries of age, status, nationality, open without reservation. Once again, it becomes clear that a person cannot escape the life they lived in a past existence. The behaviors of that life inevitably surface in the present one. Those born from the past life of a small bird have the strengths of clever minds, quick intuition, and sharp wit and agility. They excel at writing novels that require frequent scene changes, and possess outstanding literary expression. Their speaking ability is excellent, and their quick perception allows them to adapt instantly to any situation. Because their courage is weak, they avoid large-scale business ventures, and tend to chase visible, immediate profit. They excel in research and development, and show exceptional ability in training disciples. In romantic relationships, it is difficult for them to form a deep bond with one person. They prefer shallow and wide connections with multiple partners. This trait also appears in business. They never pour everything into a single client, but divide transactions across many, spreading things out in small portions. Suitable occupations include research and development, travel guide, writer, sedentary office work, and secretarial positions. Franchise businesses or ventures done jointly with others also suit them well. However, they have a weakness. They receive well from others, but lack the altruistic instinct to give back or be generous. For health, constant vigilance weakens the heart, and both large and small intestines are weak. Overall, the organs tend to be fragile, rather than intense or strenuous exercise. Light and frequent hikes on low mount ains are best to steady their easily unsettled mind. Prayer and meditation are helpful. As for residence, mid-level apartments near rivers and forests contribute positively to their health. Closing remarks. How do you feel, everyone? Now that you know which animal your face resembles, you can begin to understand why you have the personality and behaviors that you do. The reason I created this book holds significance. It is not to promote superstition, but to provide insight into why, in your current life, inherited from your past life, your thoughts tend to lean a certain way, and why your actions unfold as they do. I hope this can serve as an opportunity to reflect on yourself. Moreover, I wish it can broaden the space for understanding and empathizing with others, enhancing communication between people. For your future paths, it is crucial to first know which animal you were in your past life, and then determine your course based on your innate temperament, strengths and weaknesses, talents, and health. The more past life animal karma a person carries into this world, the more prominently the traits and behaviors of that animal appear. By resolving the karmic influences of these past lives, your health improves, your endeavors proceed smoothly, and you can live a life of true human character without regrets. Naturally, this also ensures that your next life will allow you to be reborn as the kind of being you wish to become. With this, we conclude the 21 foundational chapters of past life animals. I want to emphasize once more, the more we dissolve the karmic effects from our past animal lives while living as humans, the more we can cultivate a life of dignity and true human character. I hope that my book has helped you, even a little, in deepening your understanding of humanity. Thank you.